So here we go. So welcome to the Extraordinary Yoga Teacher Summit. We're here to uplift and empower yoga teachers with the depth, steadiness, and skill that transform students' lives. We're here today with two of our featured teachers, Anna Forrest and Jose Calarco, whose wisdom and experience offer so much to this path. We're truly honored and grateful that the two of them are here to join with us. Anna Forrest is an inspiration and has been changing people's lives for over 45 years. She's an internationally recognized pioneer in yoga and emotional healing. She's the creatrix of Forrest Yoga, a mystic, visionary, philanthropist, author, and medicine woman. Anna crafted Forrest Yoga while working through healing from her own life's traumas, abuse, and addictions, the helplessness around the addictions, and the ongoing suffering from chronic injuries and illnesses. The process of healing herself inspired her to teach others about what really works to heal themselves physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. And Jose Calarco joined forces with Anna in 2014 and is now co-creator of the new Evolved Force Yoga. Jose brings a long history of shamanism and healing into Force Yoga events. Jose's experience as a musician, medicine man, yoga teacher, and director of Descendants Aboriginal Theater spans more than 30 years. Jose has incorporated ceremony, music, dance, ancient healing techniques, veganism, and First Nation philosophies into Forest Yoga, helping students move from the ordinary to the extraordinary. And I'm joined here by my co-host, Daniela. Welcome, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you for the introduction. It's good to listen to and go, oh, okay, that's who we are. Thank you.
It's a pleasure to be with you both, and thank you so much. We're honored to have you participate in the Extraordinary Yoga Teacher Summit. And I'd love to start right there and invite you to both speak to what are some essential qualities that you both believe and have experienced for yourselves are necessary for an extraordinary yoga teacher to cultivate in themselves, and this coming through your lens of passion and expertise.
I'll start.
Let Anna start.
We have lots to share about so many
Awesome.
things. It's like, this is our passion, right? So, one, change your breathing. As you're listening right now, start breathing deeply so that you are feeding your energy field and connecting on a much deeper level to your chakras, which are like your wisdom council inside. Two, learn how to be your authentic self, because most of us, our whole life, we were taught to be something false. And so if we teach from a false place, we're teaching deception to our students, and they don't need any more of that. They're already drowning in it. Three, learn to speak the truth as a teacher. It's so much more profound and impactful than speaking just, yoga garbage. Speak true. Or do a daily practice yourself and never give it away for some other time-consuming thing. Otherwise, you'll end up resenting your work, and you'll bring that foul energy of resentment into your teaching. And then once again, you're polluting the yoga space instead of making it a pristine, wonderful sanctuary for your people. That's a start for me.
Yeah. Well, for me, it's always about originality and creativity, not to be an echo, to be yourself, because that's what's unique about you, putting your own imprint and timbre into your teachings. There's 30 million yoga teachers out there in the world today. What are you going to do about that? And if you're just an echo of your teacher and that teacher, then it won't be authentic. So I always, for a shaman yoga teacher, which I am, I always encourage the students to bring lateral thinking, because what social media tends to do is create yoga teachers to have a hive mind. That's a hive mind, which is all a very similar thing. If you look at Instagram and Facebook and all these social media platforms, they educate the teachers to have a similarity, the way they present themselves, the way they lay out themselves, the way they want the portraits, and they're creating like a conformity. And what I want to see more from yoga teachers, considering there's 30 million of them, is some lateral thinking and some originality about them. And when we finally, we do so many teacher trainings, we've done over 30 together. And the breakthrough comes when the person becomes themselves and not try to be Anna Forrest or Jose Calaco. And that's the power to be yourself.
So part of that is learning to develop some self-esteem and respect and self-inquiry of like, well, who am I really? Because we have so many depths that are worth exploring. There's like a whole internal wilderness. And as the person begins to explore that, then learning to teach from that sacred, beautiful, mysterious place is a wonderful experience to be around and to do.
Thank you. What would you suggest to yoga teachers? Let's say you have a yoga teacher that says, okay, I feel inspired by what you just shared. I wish to step into my authentic self. What would you recommend? How do they go about doing that? What is the North Star that guides someone to really discover their own authentic self?
Well, that's a huge, huge question. You got to do the work to find your voice. Firstly, to find your voice, you got to have the confidence. Because we teach teachers all the time, we always find it very troublesome to get their authentic voice. And it comes through confidence, moving the body, still the mind, express the emotions, nurture the spirit. Humans come in 4 sections: physical, emotional, spiritual, and mental. And each sector needs to be nurtured. And to find your authentic voice, you need to have the confidence that you've done the work, because we don't just teach yoga, we also teach lifestyle as well. So moving the body, stilling the mind, expressing the emotions, and nurturing the spirit. So we are trying to develop each sector of the person to get that confidence.
And also, we work a lot with how people speak, because most yoga teachers speak in a breathless way. So their voice is monotone. When they talk about the heart and the spirit, it's completely unbelievable. And it's dreadful to listen to. Or they get their fake yoga voice on. And that's also dreadful to listen to. So we work with getting people to start to get their voice to resonate more through their whole body, to get rid of repeat words like things that are disconnecting. And one of the teachings we have is something called breath formula, which is inhale before you speak. And as you're speaking, you're exhaling. Before you're empty, you pause at the end of a sentence, take an inhale, and then say your next couple of sentences. So you always have the power of breath behind what you're saying.
Yeah, just like a singer. We inhale before we sing. And we also, as a singer, we always teach singing principles to yoga teachers to have the correct cadence and timbre in your voice to express your true, authentic self. We can always tell when the student is being fake or putting on a show. But the moment that transition happens from being an echo to a real voice, it's like, wow, that is a transformation.
Mm.
We also teach to be really connected when you're teaching. So this is advanced. It's like not to get carried away in your internal blah blah, but to connect and teach from a place of connection, because otherwise all you teach is disconnect. And our people already have that problem enough. Our people are so disconnected, it's creating all kinds of self-loathing, mistrust, and the ability to be manipulated by anybody that's a bully.
There's a good line for that, Daniela. Unconscious teachers teach unconsciousness.
Mm.
So when people are listening and they're a yoga teacher and they start worrying like, well, I can't do scorpion, I can't do this. It's like, it doesn't matter. Can you get passionate about your yoga practice? Can you get passionate about teaching something that may help that person save their life? And then teach from that passion, whether it's elbow to knee, which is one of our abdominals, or a handstand. It doesn't matter what you're teaching specifically or how advanced you are in it, but is it for real? Do you have personal experience with this? If you don't have experience with it, don't teach it because you don't know it yet.
But usually a strong body, a strong mind, and a strong voice is all connected. So we always emphasize that you must do a daily practice, because a lot of yoga teachers give up their daily practice. And we know, because we teach all over the world, over 30 countries we've taught. And we see that the studio owners and yoga teachers there are teaching 20, 25 classes a week, and they don't have time for their own practice. And we always, that's why we say move the body. The body needs to be moved every day.
Mm.
And just like we consider yoga in some very simple ways, it's like brushing your teeth. You need to do it every day. And you need to clean your mind every day, because we accumulate pollution in so many ways, not just in our cell tissue, but in our mental processes. We've been polluted by social media. We've been polluted by other people's belief systems. We don't know what's true. And so developing like a sense of what's true from inside. And in learning that, there's some pretty painful lessons, because you'll get conned along the way, and it's embarrassing and shameful, and all of, we get guilty about it, and we need to move through our shame and our guilt, learn from whatever that difficult experience was, and develop wisdom instead of more guilt, more shutdown, and more deception. Go for wisdom, go for truth. It's much more beautiful than any nonsense we can create in our head. So cleaning the mind of nonsense every day, and then going on like an internal vision quest in your yoga practice. Maybe what's healing, or how do I connect to my spirit, or whatever it is, but something compelling. And then the poses become the sacred arena to work with these deeper workings of healing or self-discovery.
Yeah. Move the body, still the mind. That's part 2, still the mind. Express the emotion is part 3, and nurture the spirit is part 4. And every day, Anna and I tailor make a day which attends to all 4 sectors. And then we repeat, repeat, repeat. And that's how we develop our yoga teachings, by actually tailor making each day to feed all 4 sectors.
So here's another thing really, really crucially important, whether you're a yoga teacher or a human walking this planet, is to stop poisoning yourself on all levels. Stop poisoning in your mind. Stop poisoning through the food you eat. Stop with the drink, the smoke, the whatever drugs you're on. Stop the poison. And then as the poison begins to clear out of your thinking, out of your brain, I mean, we have so much poison in our brain from our lifestyle. It's horrifying. Clear it out of the cell tissue. Then your perceptions change, and you start choosing to live differently. And life has such magic in it.
Yeah.
And yes, there's all these difficult things, but it's kind of like, in some ways, it's like a fairy tale. It's like you have to go on vision quest and you go through all these hardships. And just like in a fairy tale, like the young woman or the young man goes out and, gets attacked and gets this and gets that. And yet somehow they end up with the grand prize of their own wisdom and their own self-knowledge. And that's what we need to do in our life, is be brave enough to go on vision quest.
Yoga's not enough. We also need to adopt lifestyle medicine. And that's what else we teach in our teacher trainings. Not just yoga, but what happens off the mat. What's the 20 hours off the mat or 22 hours off the mat? How to spend those hours, how to eat, how not to think. Also, doing things for the emotions and spirit. And what I've created is a program of insight. So as well as the yoga, we need a program of insight to coincide with the physical practice of yoga. And that could be taking up a musical instrument, singing, acting, whatever, writing.
Yeah.
But the yoga is not enough. We also need all the other things happening off the mat.
We feel like our spirit needs to unfold in creative ways too. And so picking up an instrument, you may never be good enough to do a concert, but that's not the issue. The issue is unfold these parts of you that have been lying dormant inside. And find out, like, as you express this, something inside grows.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Well, Anna started playing the piano now in her 60s.
Right.
So it's never too late. And you don't need to have a gold record. You just need to get actually exercising the mind is just as important as exercising the brain. And that's exactly what playing a musical instrument does, or trying to sing or act or whatever. You begin exercising the brain and creating new neurological pathways. And that's important to keep the brain active, because as you get on, people get dementia, they start losing their mind, losing their brain, losing their memory, and it ain't going to happen to Anna and I.
One of the things that we teach, which I'm completely fascinated by because I've had to work with a lot of problems in my brain, is learning how to light up your brain. So when you're learning something, that lights up your brain. So like when you're doing yoga, that lights up your brain in a certain way. But if you're doing yoga with a powerful intent of let me connect to my spirit, or let me heal my back injury, or whatever it is, then that lights up more of the brain. When you're listening to music, that lights up a part of the brain. Now, this is what I found so interesting. When you're singing or playing music, it lights up more of the brain when you're participating.
Yeah.
So it's like music is a whole nother language of the soul that I feel, as I'm coming into this so much later than Jose, but in getting to experience this, it's tapping into things that I never reached before. And it's like it's a whole nother field. And we're studying music as healer, music as the modality for self-exploration.
Yeah. So one of the courses that I brought in is a music healing course within the teacher training course, where we work on frequencies, the pitches of the chakras, and music healing. When you combine touch, breath, intent, love, and music all together, then you're setting up extraordinary background for real healing to take place. We know that these things can really heal. You see Reiki and sound baths all over the yoga world today. So there must be something in it. People are skeptical, but our people in Australia have been using healing and music and singing into the bones for 40,000 years. So there is something definitely real about music and healing. And even Tesla himself, the greatest scientific mind, said that the future of healing will be seen as frequency, mathematics, number, and music. So there's got to be something in it, because what we don't understand, we understand the physical, but we don't understand the energy body or the subtle body or the electromagnetic body, which encases the physical body. And these are things that we, as shamans, we learn all about at a very early age. And we incorporate these things into yoga, because at the end of the day, people are coming to us for help and for healing, not just an exercise class. And we need to be able to offer the full range of healing modalities to the students.
Thank you. I wonder if you could speak a little bit to, Jose, you said that authenticity and spirituality can be gauged by our conduct in everyday life. And so for the yoga teachers that are listening to this, I wonder if you could both elaborate on that a bit more, and also to speak to how does one assess, is there more inner work to do? Is there more healing to do? What is one's own personal litmus and gauge? And how do you know if you have really crossed that threshold? What are the symptoms and signatures of there's more healing to do? And wow, I really am in a position authentically to be leading others in their own healing journeys.
Yeah, look, Anna's got a great answer for that. You should never wait till you're 100% healed before you're teaching, because you could be waiting till you're 100 years old. But obviously, authenticity and spirituality, for instance, I've known some medicine people that their conduct, having sex with students and taking drugs and having a line of cocaine, to me, that's not the conduct of a person who's already crossed the bridge. So that's what I mean. And people that are rude or self-centered, normally you can tell someone who's crossed the bridge by their manner. It's a bit like as a clairvoyant and psychic, whenever I did a reading from someone, just hearing the tone of their voice, the way they conducted themselves, I could gain so much information before the reading just from their body language. And yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory that if you meet a really rude person, that maybe they haven't crossed that bridge yet. Not saying, that we all have the ability to, kick the cat some mornings, and not feel fantastic. But, it's pretty easy to gauge the authenticity for Anna and I. It's in their body language. It's in their cadence, in their voice. It's very, very easy to pick. And of course, all these medicine people that are sleeping with students and taking drugs, they're using their position of power incorrectly. And that's what I meant when I created that quote.
Yeah.
So going back to stop poisoning yourself. Yeah. So as a personal example, like some of the things that I've done battle with is alcoholism and bulimia. So first, the behavior has to stop. If I'm still drinking, all my good intentions go out the door with that first bottle. It's just rinsed away with the poison. So no matter what I've done in between drinks, it doesn't matter, because we re-addict. So the drinking or the puking or whatever, snorting or whatever the thing is, has to stop. Then comes the deeper work, which is what patterns have you been living out? For example, a bulimic pattern would be just like eating. For those that don't know bulimia, it's eating and vomiting, or eating and taking laxatives to purge that way. So living your life that way, just trying to get through whatever it is, and then you can't get through it, or you don't have any sense of your life other than get through, like binging on life or doing actions like that. And to start to unravel that kind of behavior takes a lot of self-study, but also external study, like learn about it. There's many people that have gone through these processes and entrapments and have words of wisdom to offer, but there is no one that can walk it for you. And you'll meet what we call the lazy gene. Inherently, we have a certain aspect of laziness, like we want someone, like, do me, babe. And as a yoga teacher, as a healer, as whatever we are, we can help. But the person has to walk their own vision quest. They have to walk their own healing process. But we can help in many ways. There's many people that can help, but nonetheless, the person has to decide, I am worth this journey and I will walk it. I will connect and find my healing road or find my evolution path. I will do this and make it more important than all of the addictions and distractions and nonsense that goes on in life. Make evolving the most important thing.
Also, being authentic in business. I just want to say that I've met a lot of spiritual religious people that have stolen money from our company. So this is what I mean by the conduct in everyday life. Supposed religious people, stealing the money, being religious in front of people where they're putting on a show, and then off the mat, doing things like stealing money and all sorts of other acts. That's just elaborating on that behavior, because the way Anna and I do business is exactly the same way as we teach. We're the same person, whether it's in business, in music, in yoga, whatever we do, it's always the same honesty that we need to thread through all walks of life.
I want to go back to something, as a person that had eating disorders and was really entrapped by it. The way that we eat now, like the care and the attention that we put into our food, like what's going to feed our luminosity and be utterly delicious, and what's going to feed our health to a whole new level. And so Jose is like this fantastic vegan chef. And I've never eaten so well or felt so good in my body, in my life, with the food that we make, but we bring the same love and attention that we put into the yoga mat or put into our teaching or put into the music, and we bring it to creating food that will be so nourishing on every level we can imagine.
Yeah.
And we only choose good food. We do not eat garbage at all. It's not a treat. Like having some cake, not a treat. That's eating poison. Poisoning ourselves is not a treat.
At our age, Daniela, we've got to really be careful of what we eat and what we do. But one sector feeds the other. Like during a piano practice, I do a 2-hour piano practice every day, and then I do the cooking. And the love and beauty I put into the piano goes directly into the cooking. One thing feeds the other. Or doing even emails. We do emails with love, because emails are the seeds of the future. So it's not just, yep, no, not quick responses. It's always a poetic email, a love email.
As a energy worker and as a medicine person and as a wild woods person, I had such a bad attitude about computers and cell phones and emails. And I had to face the truth of like I was spewing that bad attitude into my own business. And when Jose told me like he treats emails as sending the seeds of the future out into the world, it really helped me shift to a much better attitude of using the computer and the cell phone as my tools to help our business grow, instead of I hate the computer and I blah, 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 blah. It's just really getting very vigilant to stop spreading foul energy in any direction. Like I had a waking vision when I was teaching in Santa Monica and I had a yoga center there. I was walking down Montana Avenue. And as I was walking down Montana Avenue in my yoga clothes and Ugg boots, I was fighting in my mind with my manager. And then the walk continued and I finished with my manager and I just picked up the next person that I was having an argument with in my mind. And then I had this thing happen where there's a part of my soul that disconnected and moved back to get a wider view. And I could see myself walking down the street having these arguments in my mind. And what I could see was this really disgusting pollution exuding out of me. And that was a very big medicine teaching. It's like, I want to teach my soul pledge of mending the rainbow hoop of the people. But what I'm doing right here is adding pollution.
Mm.
And so that's one of the ways that I gauge how I conduct myself each day.
That's a beautiful example. Thank you, Anna, of really, we have to for ourselves really examine with vigilance and in particular detail how we conduct what are seemingly simple things in our lives. Like start with the seemingly simple, analyze those, explore those, really unpack. How do I do emails is such a beautiful, how do I text respond? My practice is to, I don't send a text or an email unless I'm generating eyes of the other. Now I may not know someone's face, and I can conjure eyes. So I really do my very best to put in writing what I would say. What if I were looking literally in your eyes, and it's my personal check how it passes through my heart before I send it out. So I thank you for making that really practical and tangible.
Yeah, no worries. We have a very strict day here. Like we get up in the morning and we attend firstly to business and email, and then we also have a music practice, make sure that we get that's training the brain. We do a 2-hour yoga practice every night, cooking. We structure the day that serves our evolution. And then we repeat, and that's our conduct. No alcohol, no pornography, no this. And that's why we always stress for people to detox, but not just detox the body, also detox the mind and the habitual patterns.
And when it's not raining up here on Orcas Island, we go walking in the trees. There's a very beautiful Japanese teaching. It's called Shinyu Roko, I believe, and it means forest bathing. To bathe in this beautiful energy of the trees and the moss and the soil and the deer and the eagles and the hawks, and to defrag from the daily stuff of humanity and just shed that.
Thank you. In closing, Anna and Jose, would you be so kind as to, you have so many yoga teachers here receiving your wisdom and your inspiration. If we could close with either a message or a blessing for yoga teachers who are listening to this.
All right, I'll go first then.
You go.
Beautiful way to close.
Okay, let me see. Reason and intellect can get you from A to B. Imagination can take you everywhere. Also, success is never permanent. Even all the success that Anna and I have had, it's not permanent, and failure is not permanent or fatal either.
So many people, they get stuck on, where do I start? It's like, look at any direction in your life and you can start in any of the facets, but breathing, that's a great place to start. Start deep breathing and do it for the rest of your life. Do something physical every day. Eat beautiful, clean, plant-based food. Stop ingesting animal suffering, no longer be a part of the murdering of our animal kin, and then continue to plunge deep inside to find, what do I have to offer to help mend the rainbow hoop of the people?
Mm. Thank you both so very much for your contribution to the Extraordinary Yoga Teacher Summit. It's really been a tremendous pleasure and an honor to sit with you both.
Daniela, Christopher, thank you.
Yeah, pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you.
And
This has been a joy. And for those listening who want to connect with Anna and Jose, they have a free class that they're offering for each of you. Would you like to share about it, or do you want me to read
you go ahead.
what you wrote? Embody Your Spirit is a 60-minute yoga class with Anna and Jose, which invites you to move from the ordinary into the extraordinary with yourself. Going through a forest yoga practice is a quest for your own spirit on the mat and to allow all aspects of yourself to be experienced. You learn to connect to a renewed sense of self and take life decisions that make you proud.
Thank you very much. Or people can join us. We have 3 teacher trainings in 2026, one in Berlin, one in London, one in Naples, Italy. So we would love to see you. Of course, what we do live is totally different to online, and we would love to see people. We're also in the USA for a short tour mid-year next year.
Incredible. Thank you, Jose. So we'll leave a link right down below.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Where they can link up and pick up this free class and follow up with you on your in-person offerings. That's so amazing.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
Blessings.
you so much. Mwah.
Thank you both.
Thank you for doing this.
Pleasure. Thank you.
See you again soon.
All right.
Yeah.
Ciao.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.